In this final evaluation question, we will look at the various different types of technologies that we have used throughout the duration of this project, and how these have impacted upon our work. We have used various technologies from Facebook to Sony Vegas to allow us to complete the work. Although we had to overcome certain issues with certain technologies, we found alternative ways to allow us to complete the project on time. Sony Vegas was the editing software we used to create our video. We imported the song using the function contained within the software. Sony Vegas also allowed us to import our footage, rearrange and cut the footage to fit the song. Vegas is widely regarded as the easiest software package when it comes to editing videos because of its simplicity. We also used Vegas to render our videos so they were ready to be burnt to a disc. The next form of media we used was Blogger. Blogger formed a vital part of our coursework as we used it for many things. The first reason why we used Blogger was to keep all of our research in one place. We made blog posts for songs that we felt were contenders for our final cut. All the other posts were kept on Blogger, such as the band and audience profiles, storyboarding and mood boards, etc. Blogger is very useful as it is compatible with many media formats. This meant we could use different types of creative technologies within it, such as YouTube videos, Prezi/PowerPoint presentations and Animoto videos. Twitter is very useful for getting audience feedback. It is a social networking website that we set up for our band. The profile name for our band was @TISilence, and we used Twitter to advertise our video to followers. After we completed our draft copy for this video, we put the link out on our Twitter page asking for constructive criticism. People gave us some feedback and we took their ideas into consideration when planning for our final piece. Without the social networking technology, we would have found it a lot harder to gain feedback from our peers. The internet was another vital tool for our coursework. We used the internet for research and conventions that are typical to our genre so that we knew how to go about our video. We also used the internet, websites such as Facebook, to recruit people to take part in appearing in our video. The internet also played a key part in our song choice, as we used it to listen to songs before we chose them and see how they put together their videos. Without the internet, we would have found it very difficult to research into our song choices. The next technology we used was email. James and I used email regularly in order to send and receive work from each other. It was a useful tool as you could attach documents to the email so that it was easy to check over each other's work and ideas and give feedback. Without email, it would be hard for us to work as a group effectively as we live quite far from each other. We used YouTube heavily during our research and planning stages. We watched various videos before we made the decision to go for Dancing in the Moonlight as our final song. Once we had our song, we looked into conventions that are genre specific to our song so that we could implement these ideas into our final product. For example, without YouTube research, we would not have found that music videos from our genre have a set theme. Microsoft Word was a useful tool when drafting posts to put onto our blog. Although Blogger is very good at creating posts, it lacks both a word count function and a spell check. So drafting posts on Word, then copying and pasting them into Blogger is the best way forward. Without using Microsoft Word, there may have been spelling errors in our blog posts. Also, sometimes Blogger does not save drafts, so it is easy to save a draft on Word just in case Blogger fails. Animoto is an online presentation creator in which you can use pictures and music as well as animation to make a video-based presentation. We use this software in order to create and present our pitch to the class. Without the use of software like Animoto, our 25-word pitch would have been slightly boring. During the planning process of our project, we were instructed to go out and take pictures of the types of people we wanted to be in our video. This was to ensure that we were to get the right balance of people before we began filming. We chose to use the online photo sharing site Flickr because it allowed us to create a photo album so we could store our photos and embed them onto our blog. This proved to be a much faster method of uploading, organising, and enabled us to easily manipulate the photos into the correct arrangement, which improved the presentation of our blog. We used Vimeo to upload our music video to allow us to view it, and so we could gather feedback. Using Vimeo allowed us to share the video by either embedding it on Facebook or Blogger, and even link it onto Twitter. This allowed us to reach as many people as possible so we could gather opinions for our evaluation. To date, our video has had over 550 views on this website, and we have had predominantly positive feedback from our audience. We used Facebook in a very similar way to Twitter. We used the social networking site to allow us to get as many different opinions as possible to allow us to better our final film. Facebook allows us to embed our music videos from Vimeo so our friends can then view this and offer their opinions. Another piece of software we used was Photoshop, and this was used predominantly during the creation of our ancillary text. We had used Photoshop before, so we knew the capabilities and functions the software has. Using the functions it has and the photos we had taken, we manipulated these to the correct style, so we were able to put together a digipack and advert, which in turn created the brand we were wanting for our band, The Innocent Silence. We used mobile phones for two reasons. The first reason was to contact each other to arrange filming schedules, etc. This meant that we were organised when it came to filming and that we also kept to deadlines. We also used our mobile phones to play the song to the person appearing in the video. Because of this, the person in the video was able to keep in time with the music, which helped when it came to our editing, as we did not need to speed nor slow down the footage. Next, we used our laptops and computers. These we used to put together ideas that we would use in our final project. We used our computers to research into ideas, use creative technology to display our work using programs such as Prezi, Animoto, etc. Without our laptops and computers, it would be more time consuming to complete work, as we would have to use the computers at school. We used James's Panasonic Lumix HD camera throughout our project to not only film the actual video but also to take the various pictures during the research and planning stages. The final piece of hardware we also used throughout the whole project. This was a USB memory stick and was used primarily to transfer files between me and James or to the school.